Neither Texas nor the FBI at the federal level have the ability to arrest these Texas Democrats who are breaking quorum. They just don't. There is no legal precedent for that. There's no law on the books that would allow them to do that. So as you know, I've been saying, they're all allowed to visit Chicago or Illinois, but they won't be taking anybody home with them.
Today, the Republican Senator John Cornyn of Texas announced that the FBI agreed to help locate the Democratic Texas lawmakers who have fled the state in protest of the new congressional maps, which I have to say makes zero sense since everyone knows where they are. The Democrats left Texas to prevent Republicans from granting Donald Trump's wish to create 5 new Republican congressional districts ahead of the midterms. But however you feel about this whole thing, they're in Illinois, by the way. Everybody knows that. They're holding press conferences. They talk about it. This is a political issue. It's not a criminal one. There's simply no world in which the FBI needs to be involved in this. But for anyone worried that this administration is misusing the levers of justice, sending the FBI after a group of elected state legislators would give more proof that this administration is doing just that. Joining me now are 2 of the Texas Democrat lawmakers who have left the state and are in Illinois. Shh. Don't tell Kash Patel. State Representative Ana Maria Rodriguez Ramos, who is the chair of the Texas Legislative Progressive Caucus, and the State Representative Trey Martinez Fisher. Welcome to both of you. Thank you for being with us. Representative Rodriguez Ramos, can you just help me out with this? I'm going to go a little further than where Governor Pritzker went. What role does the federal government, does the FBI have in finding you and doing something about it? Because I wondered aloud today, can I call the FBI if the elevator in my building's not working? Are they just a group of people for hire now?
Well, apparently they are. I mean, what role they should be playing is looking for the sex offenders in the Epstein files and finding out what really happened there to protect those victims. Instead, they take out one of the greatest perpetrators and send that individual to Texas. That's really where the work of the FBI should be. This is nonsense, and it just goes to show how desperate Republicans are to cheat and to steal the elections from voters of Texas.
Representative Martinez Fisher, I mean, there are 2 issues here, right? There's the what's going on in gerrymandering and adding seats to the House, and a national issue that's not a Texas issue. But then there's this crazy stuff that's going on the ground. The Attorney General of Texas, who's running for other office, has now said he's going to do something. I don't know what the something is, but he's going to issue warrants for your arrest or something on Friday. What's going on in that process?
You know, really, to put it simple, I think it must pay off to suck up to Donald Trump, because that's what they're doing. They're literally tripping over themselves. It's like a hold my beer moment. Who is going to perform the next person? It's politics. And what's really sad about it, real people are being impacted because there are real issues back in Texas, like a massive flood with flood victims. And that just doesn't seem to be a priority to them. They just want to play politics and suck up to Donald Trump.
In fact, Representative Rodriguez Ramos, that's what the legislature was in session to deal with. They weren't in session to deal with adding 5 seats to Congress. Am I right?
That's absolutely right. But they used as an opportunity for a power grab, a deeply racist, deeply unpopular power grab.
What, Representative Martinez Fisher, how do you cause this to be both obviously a very important issue for your constituents in Texas and really for all Texans, but make everybody else understand in this country, this is about them. This is about being mad about the big, bad, beautiful bill and all these things and thinking that in the midterm elections, there's going to be an opportunity for voters to be heard, except maybe not. Because maybe the margin of difference between Republican and Democratic control will have been rigged by Donald Trump requesting the Texas legislature to fix things for him.
Right. I mean, this is America, we have a problem and our democracy is being stolen right before our very eyes. And I don't care what analogy you want to use, but if you like sports, I mean, why would you play a game if you knew no matter how hard you tried, you were going to lose because it was rigged? Yeah. That's what they're doing with congressional districts. And so, number one, that's bad. Shame on them. But even worse, they're going to do it on the backs of the Latino community, the African-American community, the Asian community. Now, that is just adding insult to injury, and they don't care. They don't want to win elections fair and square. Donald Trump has a lot to lose. My colleague over here said it best. They are exposed and do not want oversight. And so they will do anything they can to preserve this election, even if it's to cheat and thwart democracy and throw all the federal officials at the folks standing up for truth and justice.
Representative Rodriguez Ramos, they're saying some awful things about you folks in the Texas government. The governor, the attorney general, they're painting you with some unusual brushes. How do you think this ends? Because in the end, they've got more votes than you do in the legislature. They are going to fine you for being out of the state. You're going to get arrest warrants. I don't know what it is the FBI is looking for you for, but how does this play out in your mind?
Well, I'll tell you how it's not going to end. My daughter just recently got a liver transplant. And with Trump's horrible this bill, it's going to raise our insurance premiums by 75%. It's not going to end by this mother sitting back and letting that happen with this cheating scheme that the Texas Republicans have introduced. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to fight to make sure that my daughter has the best health care insurance, that Trump's gutting of health care, of Medicaid, of special needs. My son is a special needs child going back to school next week. We're going to miss his first day of school. I'm going to miss his first day of school. But I'll tell you how this is not going to end. A mother laying over and letting them walk over my family and thousands of families in Texas and nationwide who are going to be impacted by this horrible bill. So we're going to do whatever it takes. As a mom, as a fighting mom, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that we stop this bill, or that we get all of the help and raise all the awareness possible to let the Republicans know and remind them that we're here to fight back.
And Representative Martinez Fisher, are you surprised and energized by the fact that you've got governors across this country, you've got all sorts of people energized to be in this fight with you?
Yes, everybody's doing a wonderful job. You have to give a shout out to Governor Pritzker and his team. He has been a bodyguard and big brother. Other governors across the country have stepped up. We are the spark, right? We are waking this nation up. And California is saying, okay, Texas, if you're going to go on a race to the bottom, we will meet you at the finish line and we will offset those gains. And America, that's what it's going to take. We are fighters. We're going to fight like Democrats. Democrats have to stand for something. They are taking away our democracy. And what Ana Maria Ramos and I are saying, not under our watch.
I appreciate the time that you've taken tonight. Thank you for being with us. Texas State Representative Ana Maria Rodriguez Ramos and Trey Martinez Fisher. Thank you both.